Hey, this is Chris from Rekkid Talk, and so we're going to do the video a little bit differently today. So the theme today is going to be online crate digging versus delusional antique malls. So what I'm going to be showing here is I'm going to simulate an online crate with like a real crate. And so I'm going to be showing you some records that I've gotten from Adam at the Record Crate over the past year or so. Nothing I paid more than $12 for. And then I'll also be interspersing in some pictures of some records that I found at delusional prices in various antique stores and antique malls. And so you can see there's the whipped cream and other delights. I didn't buy that from Adam. Adam has his big wall full of whipped cream and other delights. I don't think Adam actually sells this record. I think he just collects this record. And so a record that, of course, that I've been joking about over the years is the Linda Ronstadt Living in the USA. I think Adam was starting to put together like a little mini wall of Linda on roller skates wearing tube socks. And my experience in Kentucky and Tennessee is that pretty much $5 is the going rate for this record. Occasionally you'll find it for less. If you find it for more, you shouldn't be paying for it, because you can find a perfectly serviceable copy of this record for $5. So here's something I got from Adam along the way. Tres Hombres, ZZ Top. This one I paid $12 for. The gatefold with the Mexican food. And OG-ish. And I don't have to pay for the fancy Vinyl Me Please version now. And we've got $4. Jerry Jeff Walker, live from Lukenbach, Texas. Viva Terlingua. So a good Jerry Jeff Walker record for us. And then here's an oddity. This is another one that I paid $4 for. So this is Jerry Dale McFadden, Stand and Cast a Shadow. So this was his only solo record. So this is just sort of your 80s rockabilly revival sort of music. This guy, Jerry Dale McFadden's a keyboard player. He sings on this record. I don't really think he's that great of a vocalist. He went on to be mostly a studio musician and was a touring member and eventually a full member of a band called the Mavericks. And this was on a minor label called Reptile Records. Reptile Records. In Nashville. And then we've got some early garage rock here. I believe this is from 1963. The Dartels, Hot Pastrami, the Dartel Stomp, Swiss Cheese, Dill Pickles, Dot Records. It just screams early 1960s with the way it looks on the front cover. And there are the guys. And the Undisputed Truth, special $3. I paid a little bit more than $3, but not much more. So this was sort of, I saw it described online as sort of, how would we describe it? Psychedelic disco funk. It was more disco than anything else. I wanted it to be a little bit psychier. I don't think it was actually as freaky as that crazy ass record, that album cover would indicate. It's not as cool as P-Funk, for example. Now, something that's definitely cool, I think this was an $8 record. I got a more expensive one from Adam as well by Devo. But this is Freedom of Choice. So this is the one, of course, that has Whip It. That's the song that the people who only think Devo had one song know. And, oh, look, they're wearing the dog dishes on their heads. Are We Not Men? Are We Devo? I actually like that album better, but Freedom of Choice is definitely a good album as well by Devo. So some good Heartland music. John Mellencamp, The Lonesome Jubilee. That pretty much completes my collection of sort of his big records from the early to mid 80s. Good old Indiana boy. I saw him play live one time. I think I paid $8 for this. I see people selling this for $15 to $20 all the time, which seems a little bit high for something that's such a common record. A House. And so one of the things I like to do when I'm doing the online crate digging, and when I do real life crate digging as well, but in rural Kentucky and Tennessee, you're not finding a lot of these quirky, alternative-ish 1980s bands. So we got A House, I Want Too Much. They were an Irish band. They were on Sire, and they're pretty cool. And then also on Sire Records, we have Aztec Camera, Highland Hard Rain, and I think this was another $8 record, The Clock Watchers. This was a really cool one. I think this was $10. This is some really quirky. This came out in the mid-1990s. The leader is a guy named Ron Klein, based in Eugene, Oregon, and it's kind of garagey. It's kind of out of place. It's kind of not like much else that was coming out in the mid-1990s. This is not grunge. It's heavy on the Farfisa and teenage angst. I mean, grunge had teenage angst, but grunge didn't have Farfisa. And of course, the Feelies, classic early 80s and beyond alternative straight out of New Jersey. No One Knows. This is a EP with 4 songs on it. Plays at 45 revolutions per minute. Something called Coyote Records. And we've got the Swimming Pool Cues. Blue Tomorrow. Good Georgia-based alt rock from, I believe they were Atlanta-based. Maybe they were Athens-based, but I'm pretty sure that they were Atlanta-based. And you saw along the way I showed you all kinds of stupidly priced, delusionally priced records from various antique malls that I would never, ever, 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 ever buy. But I would buy the Swimming Pool Cues or the Clock Watchers for a fair price.